So this is where we are. Please, have we all opened to this? Have we all opened our road profile? Now, those who may not be doing road, what we are going to do here, I mean, it's the same principle. It's just that the difference will be the cross section. Are we getting it? So if I'm to do, for example, a drain, I'll still define an alignment, but my cross section will be that of a drain or a pipe. But this for this example, we are going to use a road cross section. Please, are we okay? But the principle, once you understand the principle, you can apply it anywhere. Please, are we okay? Please, are we okay? Yes. Good. Now, this is what we are going to do. Now, you see that I want to close my 2 space, so I have a bigger screen. So I'm closing my 2 space. So I've closed my 2 space. You know how to bring it back, don't we? We did this, I think, the first day. So I now have a big screen or model space. So I have, this is my plan. Is this not my plan? This is my plan, and this is my profile. Now, before you can insert a corridor, you need 3 things. You need an alignment, you need a profile, and you also need an assembly. Please, do you understand? Before you can insert a corridor, before you can create a corridor, you need, this is our alignment, this is our profile. We need an assembly or a cross section, a typical cross section, which you are going to apply. So we are now going to draw the typical cross section which you are going to apply. You may have the same cross section from beginning to the end, or they may vary from chainage to chainage. Please, are you okay? But for this sake, we are going to assume that we have one cross section from beginning to the end. If we have time, we'll try and see what if we want to change, we want to have 2. But once you understand the principle, I mean, you can apply it anywhere. Please, are we okay? So we are going to draw our assembly, or we are going to create our assembly, which we are going to use as our typical cross section. Remember yesterday we said that our lane width is what, 3.65. Then after the lane width, we have a shoulder of say 2.5. Then after the shoulder, maybe a drain or something. Please, are we okay? So that's what we are going to draw. So please, let's do it together. Can you see something called assembly here? So click the drop down. Then you see create assembly. Can you see create assembly? So please press or select create assembly. Have you done it? Please, have you done it? Then you have something called create assembly, a create assembly window. Please, do you have this? Those at the back. Are you there? Assembly is on the under create design. You see it. So please, are we all here? Please, are we all here? Please, are we all here? Yes. Good. So if we are all here now, let's give our assembly a name. Let's say this is going to be maybe let's say rural section. No, for a road you may have an urban section and a rural section. Let's assume that what we are going to do is the typical we are going to use for rural section. So we are assuming that the whole stretch is a rural section, though they are built up. It's just an assumption. Yes, or whatever name you want to call your assembly. Please, are we okay? So let's call it rural section, whatever name you want to call it. Please, have we done it? We are calling it rural section. Have you done it? If you have, then please press OK. Have you pressed OK? Please, have you pressed OK? So what do you have at the command line? Okay, so in the module space, where are we going to? I mean, it's just like where are you going to draw your assembly? So let's click somewhere where it will not interfere with any of the 2 that we have. So let's say I click somewhere here. Watch. Let's say I click maybe somewhere here, or where you want it to be. Let's say I click somewhere here. You see that it has zoomed in. It will zoom into where you clicked. See, I'm going to zoom out and you see that it's there. Can you see it? Yes. This is the assembly baseline, or like the center line where you are going to insert your assembly. Please, do we all have this? Please, do we all have this? Yours, it depends on where you click. It may be somewhere, but mine is somewhere here. So now we have the baseline, or we have like the center line. We are now going to insert the other things. We are now going to insert the lanes and the other features. Please, are we okay? Okay, so let's insert the lane. Now, okay, let's do this. We are going to assume that what is happening on the left, though it may not be true, but what is happening on the left is different from what is happening on the right. Let's assume that on the left we have a shoulder, on the right we have a walkway. You understand? Normally, what is on the left is the same as what is on the right. Please, are we okay? I'm trying to combine rural and the built-up into one cross-section, though it may not be true. But for us to just add on to have some kind of a wonderful assembly. Please, are we okay? Please, are we okay?
Yes.
Very good. So I'm going to do for my left, then I'll do for my right. So let me add my lanes. Please watch. Do you see where your two space is? You see just around here you see something called two pallet at the bottom left. See, can you see it? Or it says that the shortcut is Ctrl+3. Can you see the shortcut? So you can press Ctrl+3. Hey, where is it? Ctrl+3, and you have this. Or you go to, you just select it, two palettes, then this will open. Who is having this? Good. So we all have this. So now this is where you have the tools or the sub assemblies which you are going to, like the components, and there are so many things. There are so many of them that for this particular thing we can spend a whole day working on it, but we are going to use a simple one. Please, are we okay? There are different types of sub assemblies. You have even that for overlays, that for how do you call it, street lights, road signs, so many things. Now what we are going to do, can you see that on the right there are some tabs? Can you see the lanes tab? Please click the lanes tab. Please, have we clicked? Please, have we click the lanes tab? And you see that there are different types of lanes. You see there are different types of lanes. Can you see it? But we are going to use the first one. So please select the first type of lane, lane super elevation AOR. Select that one. Have you selected it? When you select it, do you see that something like a properties window has opened for you?
Yes.
And when you scroll down, you have advanced properties, parameters. Can you see it?
Yes.
And you have the side. We are going to insert this one to the left. What is going to be our width? 3.65. So type 3.65. Please, who is not here? Can you see, does this window open, properties window? So please go down, you see parameters. And the parameters, the side is the left. The width is 3.65. Are you there now? So the side is left. Are you there? Select assembly. No, means yes, but can you see this window, the properties? Yes, so we are here now. We are editing the parameters before we insert. Please, are you okay? The width is 3.65. Please, the width is 3.65. What about the slope? Remember yesterday, what slope did we use for the super elevation? That's the normal crossfall. -3, so -3. Please, are you okay? So the side is left, the width is 3.65. Then the slope is -3%. Can you see we have pave 1 depth, pave 2, the base depth, sub base depth? Please, can you see it? Okay, those who are not allowing you, we will insert and we'll go and edit. You understand? So you wait for us. Are you okay? So those who can change, please change yours. We are saying that the side is left, The width is 3.65. The slope is negative 3%. Please, successful. Good. Now you have the thicknesses. Pave 1, pave 2, base, sub-base. So these are the various layer thickness that you may have. Let's assume that we are leaving them as they are. Or, no, the pave 1, if you take, for example, an asphalt road, you may have the wearing course. So your wearing course will be pave 1. Your DBM or your binder may be pave 2. Then you have your base, then your sub-base. Are you okay? Now, if you don't have pave 1, pave 2, you just set the value to 0. Do you understand? So let's assume that what you are going to do is a surface dress road. For a surface dress road, normally what you have, the chippings, is not considered as part of the pavement. It's only the base and the sub-base that constitute the pavement. So pave 1 will set it to 0. Pave 2 also will set it to 0. Those who cannot change, don't worry, take note of the values, we'll change it later. Then the base, what is going to be our base thickness? What base thickness are we using? Somebody should please 0.2. Okay, base of 0.2. Then what about sub-base? Sub-base thickness 0.2. Okay, so we'll leave the rest as they are and come out 0, 0, pave 1, 0, pave 2, 0. Then base and sub-base 0.2, 0.2. Please, are we there? Yes. Then you see that when you bring your cursor out, it's a square, a small square, waiting for you to, it says that select marker point within assembly. So you come and select this one, the green, or any of them, the green. When you click on it, what happens? Do you have something coming to the left? Yes. And you see that that's your lane. You have this negative 3 on it. Do you have it? Okay. So if you are finished, you right click and you enter. We are finished. So those who could not change, you still insert yours. Have you been able to insert? Now you are going to edit. So those of us who were not able to change, and all of us, please watch. Assuming that you made a mistake in the parameters, you can still go and change the properties. You please select it. Let's all try and do it. Select the sub-assembly that you have inserted. Have we selected it? Yes. Then you see something called sub-assembly properties at the top. Can you see it? Select that one. And something will open. Can you see parameters? Select parameters. And you see that the parameters are there. So now change it. Those who could not change at the beginning. The side is left. The width is 3.65. The slope is negative 3. Pave 1, pave 2, 0. Base, sub-base 0.2. Please, successful. Successful. Okay. Those who had a problem, having able to change it now. We are changing. Okay. So when you finish, you please press OK. Paver blocks. So what you are interested in is the thickness. So you, okay, whatever it is, it will be 0. So you are interested, what constitutes your pavement? If, for example, it's a car park, you may have maybe your base or whatever, the formation, whatever base you have. Then you may have the corridors or whatever. Then you have so you have 3 layers or whatever you have. Yes.
Okay, now the issue is that if you do the layers, can you maybe change the action to like how the pavement?
Yes. So that one, that means we have to, there are so many things we can do. This one is the default. The default red, blue and whatever, gray. You can change it, you can make it whatever. You can change it. It's editable. But let's leave it as it is. You understand? You can explore, or later, if you have a challenge, we'll see how we can help. But let's leave it. Let's use this because it's an introduction. Because there's so much, if you take one, there's so much, a whole day, you may spend a whole day on it. So let's just do the introductory aspect. Please, do we all have our lane?
Yes.
Okay. Now we have lane. Please, can I continue?
Yes.
Now on this side, we said we are going to put a lane and what? A shoulder. Then we have the open channel at the end. Then here we'll have the lane, we'll have walkway and the channel somewhere. Okay. Now you realize that what I have on my left here is going to be the same as what I have in terms of the lane. Here is the same thing, it's just a mirror. So why do I have to go back and whilst I can mirror? So I'm going to mirror this to the right hand side. Are we okay? So select the lane that you are going to mirror. Now this mirror, we are not going to use the mirror command, MI. No, it has a mirror here. When you select, can you see mirror? So select mirror. Have you seen the mirror? Then what can say? Select marker point within assembly for the mirrored sub-assembly. So where is it going to start from? It's going to start from here, there. Is that not it? So you come and select this one, and it is mirrored. Was it successful? Very simple. So now we have the lanes. Now we are going to put shoulder walkway. Is that not it? Shoulder walkway. So I'm going to put shoulder. Please, can I continue? Shoulder. Now, after lanes, can you see shoulder? The two pallets. That is if your two pallet is still active. If it's closed, you go back and open it. The two pallets. Can you see lanes? After lanes, can you see the next one is shoulders? So click on shoulders. Have you clicked on shoulders? Amma, you had a problem? Okay. So after lanes, we go to shoulders. Have you selected shoulders? So you decide on which shoulder you want to use. Let's use the first one. Shoulder extend all. So select that one, shoulder extend all. Have you selected? Yes. Now I'm sure we are familiar with this. Now we understand the language. So edit the information. You can watch what I'm doing. The side, the left, the side is going to be left. The shoulder weight is going to be 2.5. So we all change our shoulder to 2.5. Then the shoulder slope. The shoulder slope, we are going to use -3%.
The shoulder is 2.5.
Yes, the weight is 2.5. Then the shoulder slope, we use -3%. Have you done it? Then you see something called daylight slope. The daylight, I mean, is like the embankment. If you have the embankment, there's the cut and the fill. Now, normally, we use a slope of 1:3. So let's change, instead of 4:3, just type, you can type 1:3 or just type 3 to automatically change it to, what is there is 4:1. So you just type 3. What we want is actually supposed to be either 3:1 or 1:3. So when you just type 3, it will change it to 1. It knows that it has to be 3:1. You don't need to worry yourself to type the colon. Please, have we done it? Yes, so you just take note of what you are doing, then we'll go back and edit. So if yours is not working, do just listen and we'll go and change it. Then those whose are working, the daylight width, let's use the daylight width of 0.5, like the rounding. You know, after the shoulder, there's a rounding before whatever comes. So the daylight width, we are using 0.5. Please, are you taking note? Those whose did not work, you can be putting down the values, or you can go ahead and insert and go to, you know how to insert. This time you insert, you click here to insert and it will come here. Then you go to you select it and go to sub-assembly property and come and join us. So daylight width is 0.5. Then sub-base slope. The sub-base slope is going to be the same as the shoulder slope. So that one also be -3. Please, have we done it? The sub-base slope, have we changed to -3%? Then remember the pave 1, we said pave 1 is 0. This one to 0. The 2 is also 0. Then the base and sub base 0.2, 0.2, 0.2. Are you okay? If you are finished, you come and click here to insert it. Yes, we are on shoulder. Please, when you finish, base, pave 1 is 0, pave 1 0, pave 2 0, sub base and base 0.2. Have you finished? When you finish, this is the marker. We are inserting it from the top here, so this is going to be the marker. So you have different markers. The marker, we are inserting it from this side. So I click and it will come. You should have something like this. So you right click, enter. Those who have been able to insert it. So, but you've inserted it. So insert it and you want to edit, click on it, select it, then sub-assembly properties, go to parameters, then you change it. Yes, the weight is 2.5. The shoulder slope is negative 3%. The daylight slope, just type 3. It will understand that it is 3:1. Daylight weight 0.5. Please look at mine. Look at mine. If you are in doubt of what to put there, mine is displayed there. So just make sure that yours is just like mine. Oh. Yes. So just type 3. Please. Sub base slope negative 3. Yes. Then base and sub base 0.2. Yes. Daylight slope 3. The width is 0.5. Are we all successful? Successful? This successful? The elevation. Is there anything called daylight elevation? Where? Where down? Left where? These ones. I mean, you can't change them. Yes. You can't. You see that the elevation is based on the slope that you've done there. It has done a computation assuming that here is 0, and that's why you see that it is negative point something. So it has done based on the start point. Please, can we continue? So look up. I've put everything here. You can't see. Then those behind you, they have done it.
Don't touch it.
We have 5 minutes to finish. Then we go for, I'm sure snack is ready at 11. So you see, if I come here and I have the help file, I can come and click on this thing, help file, sub-assembly help, and to tell me what it means by all these parameters. See what will happen. If I click on this, it will even draw it for me, you see. So you'll be able to understand it better. That is what it means by the daylight. This is the daylight width. This is the shoulder and all that. Please, are you getting it? So if you don't have the help, get the help. Then to tell you what it means, what each means. I will not be able to teach you everything, but it will tell you what each means, and you'll be able to appreciate it better. So before we leave, make sure you get the help file, or you can go and download it. Please, can I continue? Please, can I continue? Okay, so if we are finished with this, you please press OK. Please press OK. Now, what is here is not going to be the same as if we are not going to mirror. You understand? We are going to put here a raised walkway. Do you understand? We are going to put here a raised walkway, so we are not going to mirror. So we'll leave it as it is. Now let's finish here. After the shoulder, what are we going to have after the shoulder? What do we want to have after the shoulder? A drain. Okay. Now somebody may ask me, what if I want to put a... Unfortunately, AutoCAD Civil 3D does not have a sub-assembly for U-drain. You understand? It does not have a sub-assembly for U-drain, but it has a facility for you to define any object that you want to use as a sub-assembly. You can create your own sub-assembly. So you can draw a U-drain which you want to use as what? A sub-assembly. Please, do you understand what I'm saying? I'm saying that AutoCAD Civil 3D does not have a sub-assemblies because if you do drains or you do design, you may ask or you may go through and you may say that no, there's nothing like U-drain. When you go to trenches, after shoulder, you see there's medians, caps. Please watch something. After shoulder, there's median, caps. There's a button here, click on it and you see trench pipes. Please, do you see trench pipes? I click here, the down, watch. I click here. Then you have what I'm looking for, the trench pipes. Can you see trench pipes? So these are the drains available. And none of them, though this one looks like a U-drain, it's not a U-drain. The base is parabolic and it's not the U-drain as we know it to be. This also a channel is like a, though the drawing looks like a rectangular, but you have to define it. So I wanted us to learn something, but I don't know if time will permit us to draw a U-drain and insert it here. Let's say we are going to use a 0.9 U-drain. So we'll draw it and convert into a sub-assembly and come and insert it here. But, or what do we do? You are the student. Which one can you, pardon? Let's use what exists. Okay, that's good. So which one should we use? Let's use the channel, eh?
Yeah, the channel.
Okay, let's see if the channel works. The channel will work, but I don't think we should use channel. Let's use either side ditch or side whatever. Because in the channel, it means that the center is the baseline. If you take a channel, it means that we have defined like what we did earlier on. We have defined a center line. So the baseline, instead of, so if you put it here, so the channel will come here. You understand? So this one is not a channel, it is a side something. So let's use maybe side ditch. So I select side ditch, then the parameters come. It's still going to be on the left. Please, have you selected side ditch? So let's select side ditch and the parameters come. Let's assume that we'll leave everything as it is. Later we'll go and edit. So we are inserting it on the left. Please click here. See. Let's click here and insert it. Has it come? Please, has it come? You click here and you should have something coming. We have not changed the parameter, that's why you see it away. Do you have something on the left? It may not be attached to it, but it's somewhere. It's on the left. So let's right click, enter, and we'll go and edit and bring it close to it. Do you understand? Okay, so let's select the sub-assembly and go to sub-assembly properties. Go to parameters. Please, are we okay? Are we all here? Now I'm going to open my help so it will tell us what it means by the depth, what it means by the bottom width and all. I'm sure these ones we know them, but let's see. When I click on my help, so this is what comes. Please, can you see this? Can you see this? So this will tell us this is the attachment point. Then this one is called the what? This is the inside back slope. Then you have the inside back slope width. Then the other thing, inside extension height and other things. So let's come here. The side is left. The depth, we'll leave it at 0.45. The bottom width also 0.5. The side slope, the inside extension height, inside back slope width, instead of 1.5, let's use 0. Let's use 0 and see. You can move it here and click on apply and see how it is coming. You see it has gone close to it. The inside back slope width 0. The inside extension height, let's also set that one also to 0. Apply. You see it is now attached to it. So the inside extension height, inside back slope width, change all to 0 and leave the rest as they are. Or even the outside back slope width, let's change that one also to 0. So you should have something like this. So change the inside extension height, the inside back slope width, the outside back slope, whatever, everything to 0, and you'll be left with. And click on OK. Then you should have something like this. So do we all have something like this? Please, do you have something like this? So this is something like, let's say it's a trapezoidal drain. Please, do you all have something like this? Please, who is not having this? You have it.
Yeah.
We all have it. Now, after your drain, those who do road design, after drain, what happens after drain? Do you just leave the place like that, or you do something? What do you do after the drain? Okay, whatever. But you may have, let's say, your backfill, you may have a side slope. You may want to slope it. Either if it's in a cut, how we should behave if it's in a fill. If, for example, if it's in a cut, then you have something, a slope this way, then this will be in a cut. If it's in a fill too, this will be down there because it's in a fill. It will not be collecting something from down to top. So we are going to put what we call the daylight. Are we okay? We are going to put in a daylight. The daylight is the same as the side slopes. Please, are we okay? Yes. So we are going to put in our side slopes. Please, on the 2 pallet, do you see something called daylight? Yes. Please, do you see something called daylight? Sure. Click on daylight. Have you clicked on daylight? Yes. Okay. Now, there are different types of daylight. You can have daylight for benching or whatever, but we are going to use a simple one. So let's use a daylight maximum, maximum width. Daylight maximum width. Go through, you see one is called daylight maximum width. Can you see it? Please, have you seen it? So select that one. Have you selected? Yeah. So let's assume that we are okay with whatever value it has given us, but you can also edit it. I'm sure we know how to edit. It's ready. Okay, we are coming in. Just 2 minutes. So let's assume that we are comfortable with whatever it has given us. Please, are we okay? I want us to finish this, so we come and insert it. So we are okay with whatever it has given. You know how to edit. Yeah. So we are going to put it where? To the left hand side. You please come and click. We are inserting it from this point. So this is going to be a marker point here. So I come and click here, and you have something like this. Please, do you have something like this? Yeah. You come and click here, up here, and you have something like this. When you finish, you right click and enter. Please, who is not having this? Do we all have this? Okay, if we have it now, we are finished with the left. We are going to the right. The right, we are going to, we'll be having a drain, but the drain is, let's say, under the, how do you call it, the walkway. So, let's continue. We are having a drain somewhere here. So let's assume that, so here we are going to have what here? A curb, aren't we? we'll have a curb because it's going to be a raised a raised walk. We are going to have a curb here. So we'll put a curb here, then we'll have our shoulder, then we may end after the shoulder, we'll have our walkway, then you may also have another curb at the end, then we'll have your side slope. Please, are we okay? So let's try and do it. Now you have on top of daylight, you see curbs. So let's select curbs. Now there are different types of curbs. So which of these curbs do you want to use? Do you want to use urban curb with gutter? There are so many of them. Urban, whatever. There are different types of curbs. So you have to decide on the one you want to. But I want us to use a very simple curb, the non-mountable, the normal rectangle, the very simple one. So that one you find it under basic. Please watch. You will not find that one here, the very simple curve. We will not find it here. Though you can use any of these and set the parameters right, but I want us to use a very simple curve. So come back here and go to basic. Click this one and go to basic. Are you there? Are you at basic?
Yeah.
Do you see basic curve?
Yeah.
Please, do you see basic curve?
Yes.
So select basic curve. Select basic curve. Have you selected it? Now it has given us some information. Let's assume that whatever is there, we are okay with it. Please, are we okay? So now we are going to insert it here. Here, look, we are inserting it here. This time it's not to the side, it's not left, it's right. So change left to right. Please change left to right, so that it will not go to the left. Have we changed it from left to right? Then you come and click here. Then you have your curve. Do you have your curve? You don't worry about the size. You can edit to get the size that you want. Please, are you okay? So if you are okay, then you right click, enter. Please, have we right clicked and entered? Okay, so let's assume that we are going to have a drain, but this time it will be under the walkway. So let's insert the drain here, just as we did here. Please watch something. We have this drain here. We are going to insert a similar one here. You understand? We can go through the same process and go to trench, but you can also mirror it. Yes. We are going to mirror this and insert it here. So that's what we are going to do briefly, quickly. Please, do we all have the curb? Please, do we all have the curb? Okay, so let's bring the drain. So select the drain. Have you selected it? Do you see mirror up there? Please, do you see mirror? So select mirror. And the marker point is going to be here. See here. Then the drain will come. Has it come? Please, has it come? I'm saying that you select it, you go to mirror, then the marker point is going to be here. We are going to insert it at the bottom of the curve somewhere here. Please, who was not successful? You've done it. Yeah. Dominic, successful? Almost. Okay, almost. So escape, there we are there. So now we are going to put a walkway at the top here, which will be sloped towards the road. Is that not the case? Please, is that not the case? Yes. So now let's see. What do we have? We are going to use the basic lane. Please, are you watching? The walkway, we are going to use a walkway, and we are going to assume that it's almost like a lane. So we'll use basic lane. Please, let's all select basic lane. So basic lane. Have you selected it? And the side is where? Right. Is that not it? The width, what is going to be our walkway width? Let's say there will be walkway, there will be whatever, bicycle. So walkway is, let's say 2.5, bicycle is, let's say, or place for hawkers, or let's say, let's say 3.5. Let's say 3.5. Then the slope. What is going to be the slope? The slope, is it going to be negative? We are sloping it towards the road. Should it be negative or positive? So we put positive 2. Normally it will be 1.5. Is that not it? If it is, or let's leave it at 2. Is that not it? 2. Then you come and click here. We are going to insert it here. Please watch. We are going to insert it here. So we have it somewhere here. So this is our walkway. You are here to, but you insert and go and edit it. Please, who has been able to insert the walkway? Successful. Very simple. So if you finish the walkway, the weight we are saying 3.5, but you decide on whatever weight you want to use. Yeah, basic lane. That you leave it as it is. Change the slope to +2. Only the slope. The rest we are changing only the weight and the slope. As I said, you can play around it and specify exactly what you want. The weight 3.5. Please, are we finished? If you are finished, I want you to put a walk. How do you call it? Another lane here, and end. Did I say lane? What? Another curb, and you put a daylight at the back. So you can come and copy this one, or whatever. I can come and copy this.
Sir, is the slope direction correct?
Yes. No, it's positive. Though water will be flowing down, but in relation to where I started from, it's positive, moving that way. You understand? You can also reverse it and put -2. Please, are we okay? Now we know how to mirror. We also want to learn how to copy a sub-assembly. I want to copy this sub-assembly and paste it here. Are we okay? So select that sub-assembly. I select this one. Have you selected it? Then do you see that there is copy? Where there's mirror, on top there's copy. So I click on copy. Now you can copy things because they are all on the same side. That's why I'm using copy. If I were to send it to the other side, I'll use mirror. Are you okay? So I click on copy, and where am I pasting it? I'm pasting it here. So I click here, then I have it here. Then I go and also, this time I'm bringing a daylight from the other side. I will not use copy, I'll use mirror. So I select it and I mirror, and I mirror it to, let's say, where? Down here, let's say here. So it's going to be here, or wherever I want it to be. So this is my assembly, neatly done for me. Please, have we done it? Okay, now let's assume something. Let's assume that because we don't want pedestrians to be crossing anywhere, we may want to put, let's say, a guardrail or something here. So let's insert a guardrail here. So let's go to our 2 pallets and basic. Do you see basic? Something called basic guardrail. Let's try it and see. So I click on it. It's going to be on the right. So I come and click somewhere here to insert it. Have you seen it? Have you seen it? But I see the default one that it gives us is too big. So sometimes you may not want to use this one, but draw your own, you understand, and insert it. So let's forget about this one. At least you know how to insert. You can edit it. Now I want us to add something small to it. Let's assume, it's just an assumption. Let's assume, you may experience or may not experience. Let's assume that if we are in a where I want us to put a retaining wall. Where should we put a retaining wall? Want to put a retaining wall that if the fill, we are having a fill of about so and so, it should put a retaining wall. Or instead of, let's say on this side, instead of having a daylight, are you watching something? It's just an experiment. Instead of having a daylight here, because of something, we don't want to use the side slope. There will be property impact. I want to have a vertical face, say a retaining wall. So I click, let me remove this one. So select delete. We are going to put a retaining wall. So click on this. You see retaining walls. Click on this button. You see retaining walls. So select retaining wall. There are different types of retaining walls. Decide on the one you want to use. Let's say we want to use what? Which one? Retaining wall tapered. Let's assume that's what we want to use. I select that one. Then the side is right. Let's assume that we accept whatever is there for us. Then the retaining wall, let's assume is going to be here. So this is going to be my retaining wall. Please, are we okay? Okay, whichever one you want to use. Please, are you okay? Yeah, I use retaining wall tapered, but you have to decide on the one you want to use. Yes, keep it. You can change it if you want to. Please, are we okay? So we've done everything here. So in this case, let's say that once I have it this way, the ground is going to be somewhere. This, can you see this button? So it means that this part goes down. This is the ground. The ground level will be somewhere here, and all this will be buried. So after the retaining wall has gone down, what do I want to do to the ground? I want to maybe polish it, or maybe leave it as it is, or something. So let's assume that I want to put a. So depending on the cross section that you have, somebody even at the toe here, you may have a toe drain. You may put a drain here. So you have to decide on what you want to do. Please, are you okay? So once you understand how to insert, you have your typical cross section. Then this will help you to draw a typical cross section. Then you apply. Please, are we okay? So when we get down here, let's assume that we are going to mirror the daylight to the ground here. So this is going to be where we have the daylight. So everybody should have something like this. At least if you don't have this and you have some, it's okay. If you are finished, you please save what you have done. Then we'll go for a snack. Come back. It's 11:18. We'll come back at 11:30 and come and insert and do the rest.